All right, guys. Welcome to day 15 of Shop Management. It's been a fairly crazy couple of weeks, month at this point. We're at the point now where we're three-quarters of the way through the class. In this day, we're going to have a tech tip. Also, want to go over health insurance info a little bit. And I wanted to go over just kind of a review of what we've talked about. So let's start with a quick review. Let's remember, we talked about good customer and bad customer. The fact that how we react, how we work with the customer determines who's a good customer. We have the potential to make every customer a good customer. And the only bad customer situation we got is one who doesn't give us the opportunity to fix a problem. Um, Ultimately, we still cause that. From there, we went into the different customer types: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, 3, 4. Quadrant 3 being your best customers, but long talkers. Quadrant 1 viewing everything here as an inconvenience. Then we went into talking about the customer experience and then the employee experience and how the employee experience gives us a good customer experience. We talked a little bit about hiring. We talked about some benefits. You coming up with your very own set of values and core values. Then from there, we went into talking about tax rates, setting up a shop, the cost of setting up a shop, the business structure as a sole proprietor, a partnership, an LLC, a corporation, all the things that are going to go into creating our own business. So hopefully what you're seeing over the length of this course is how to interact with customers, how to sell service, and how to set up your own business so that you have the skills, not only technically, but in the customer service aspect, to make customers work with you, give you their business, and ultimately grow your own business. So there's a lot of topics we've touched on in here. There's a lot that we've looked at and gone through. Right. So the next step from here is going to be health insurance as one of the biggest benefits that you can offer an employee. All right. So when it comes to health insurance, we have an HRA versus an HSA. An HRA is 100% controlled and owned by the employer. It's a health reimbursement account. An HSA is owned by the employee. It's a health savings account. So in a health reimbursement account, the employee doesn't put any money into it. It's all put in by the employer. In a health savings account, it's the exact opposite way. The employee is going to put money aside every paycheck into this savings fund. Now, an employer might also put money in to make it a better benefit, but it's definitely going to have some component of the employee putting it in. The other thing is there's limits to how much you can put in, and there's also the employee really can't put anything into the HRA. So what I want you to take away from this is an HRA is going to be for somebody who needs to use the doctor somewhat frequently. An HSA is somebody who's fairly healthy. Also, keep in mind, a high deductible plan, meaning a lot comes out of your pocket, is going to be part of an HSA. All right, we also had to quickly talk about an HMO, or Health Maintenance Organization, and a PPO, a Preferred Provider Organization. An HMO is usually going to be cheaper. It's less money out of your pay. It's also going to be less money you have to pay when you go to visit the doctor. But the organization, the HMO, the company is going to control what doctors you can go to and when. The PPO is going to give you a lot more options. It's also going to cover a lot more. This is where you get like in-network and out-of-network. It'll let you go to a doctor that they don't normally use, but you have to pay more. So you have to decide what's going to be best for you or your employees. So guys, what we see here is what's called Maslow's hierarchy. It kind of shows what people need and the order they need their needs met. And this is good in terms of knowing what's going to make your happy employees as well as your happy customers. People need to meet their physical needs, shelter, food, going to the bathroom. Then they need to feel safe, both physically as well as psychologically, that nobody's there to hurt them. Then they need to feel like they're part of the group. They need to feel like they belong. Then they start building their own self-worth. As they start building their own self-worth, they can get to self-actualization. Now, what does self-actualization mean? It means that they can start hitting their highest potential. It's that saying, live your best life. They actually can do it. So keep this ladder kind of as in the back of your mind. This is what all the benefits and everything we're doing are there for. This is what they talk about. It gets us to hitting that point of people doing their very best. All right, guys, so quick tech tip, just a couple of things. Even as a service writer, remember, you have the emission certification label. Now, that label is going to give you information such as model year, etc., that should go with the vehicle. That's going to help you on filling out a repair order. While you're under here, we ought to be looking at things like belt condition, fluid leaks, what the condition of certain areas are. Even on here on the brake booster, we're already seeing signs of rust that are good indicators of a brake fluid leakage. Okay? And also, you're going to want to make sure that right there, the VIN number matches what you have. Now, for a lot of vehicles, it's also going to be great because you can go right to the door. Remember where your tire certification is. So we have a data plate there. And we have your tire certification. So honestly, guys, as you're doing a walk around, tires, looking for things like brake dust, I could do a very quick check-in of the brake rotors, run my fingernail along it. You don't want to do that if this was just driven. Do a walk around. Now you can see a dent and an impact hit that occurred there. You'd want to record that, make sure that the customer was aware. And you're just looking for general signs of wear, damage, a lack of care. These are all going to be things that are going to inform you of the story of the vehicle. So it's a quick tech tip. We're going to jump back into some of our other stuff, but hope you guys appreciate it. We'll hit it up again soon.